Welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys for checking out another monthly wrap up of mine, or should I say a monthly ranking. We are at the end of May, and this was another month of okay movies. I think I enjoyed more than I did back in March or April, but still not an overwhelming amount. But I also didn't watch a whole lot of movies in May. Today we'll be ranking about 7 films, which is not too bad. And I have reviewed all of these films except for 3 of them. So for all of these, if you want to see more of my in-depth, insightful thoughts, you can find a video for them right here on this channel. And because we have 7 movies to talk about, let's get this video started. Coming in at number 7, without a shadow of a doubt, is Shadow Force. This film is a Kerry Washington movie. And you know, from the trailers, I was kind of hyped to check this out because it looked like it was funny and charming and kind of like a throwback action film of like the 2000s. And I love Kerry Washington. Who doesn't? She's a wonderful actress. And for me, this is my first time seeing her do an action film. I could be wrong about that, but I think it's her first. And I was like, all right, great actresses like to do different types of things, genres. I'm about it. Let's go ahead and watch this. And it was not good. Listen, and I think I mentioned this in my review. If you want to put this on a Sunday where you're going through your chores around your house, you have some laundry that you need to put away, this is a background film on streaming. It's totally that. I have seen worse films. There are more offensive, it's nothing that's out there that's harming the world, but it's definitely not a theater type of movie. And it really made me wonder, how do they decide what gets a theatrical release and then what doesn't? Because in this day and age, I do feel like so many more films get seen on streaming. That is just the user behavior that we have to face. And people are just not going to go see, sorry to say this, they're not just going to go see anything in the theaters. That's just not the time that we live in anymore. Things have been severely changed forever. And I think they had been changing even before COVID happened. But now that that's happened, the game has been changed even severely more so. So I just feel like when you put a movie like this in theaters, you're kind of asking for it to not do well. I mean, even on YouTube, when I was looking at what other people were saying about this, I think I am maybe one of 4 people in the land of YouTube that even bothered to watch this and review it. So it was just, I think that was kind of a bad call by Lionsgate. Coming in at number 6. Okay, so don't come at me. I'm going to explain myself here as to why Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning is number 6. I am a Mission Impossible girl. I am. But for me, I very much enjoy these movies when they had a good balance of the spycraft and the stunts. And I think as we went on further into the series, it became about what is the next insane stunt that Tom Cruise is going to pull off. And I understand that because he is such a talented performer. No matter, what is going on in his own personal life and his beliefs, when you see him on screen, and I felt this way even watching The Final Reckoning, he is such a great performer. You kind of watch him on screen and you're not really thinking about all that other crap from whatever has been said about him. You're just kind of watching him as Ethan Hunt doing these death-defying crazy things. And it's like, it's really awesome that he's an actor who takes it upon himself to want to do these things. Like, I don't understand how he just has no fear being submerged under tons of water. I don't understand how you have no fear climbing up tall buildings or jumping out of a plane. Like, I could never. Okay, so props to him as a talented actor, because he is, okay, and a stunt performer. And it just makes me really happy to know that by the time that the 2027 Oscars come about, Mission Impossible unfortunately can't get recognized because of the time, but that the stunt performers are finally going to be getting their dues and getting their Oscars, because the stunts are amazing. But just for my personal preference, this series kind of reformed itself with Ghost Protocol, the 4th MI movie. And that movie, I think, is a good example of what I like from my Mission Impossible movies. You have a great, fun team. There was more comedy in that one as well. You had the fun spycraft going on where they're trying to do this diamond deal with the Léa Seydoux character. And then you have the stunts where he's climbing on that huge Dubai building. And then you have him running through the sandstorm. Like, that to me is still my favorite Mission Impossible film. And as it went on, I think it just got less and less about the balance of that and more about the incredible stunts. Which, you know, if that is what you are looking for in your Mission Impossible films, that's going to work for you. And I totally understand that. But for me, I have my own personal preferences. So with Final Reckoning, I felt very bored for most of this movie. The two stunts that are in here, the one that's in the submarine and also in the plane, are incredible. And that's why you go and see this movie in a theater. It's worth it if that's what you're looking for. But for me, I was kind of waiting for it to wrap up. It's almost 3 hours long. I enjoyed the stunts for what they were. They're a spectacle and they're amazing, but it was very dialogue heavy. I don't complain too much about exposition because when you're releasing films years between each other, I don't mind some explanation because there are details that I've forgotten, but it did that a lot. Like a lot. It was very repetitive in that sense. And it was just not enough of that cleverness and that intrigue that I love about Mission Impossible. So I just found myself not really enjoying it. Coming in at number 5 is a movie called Warfare. It did not come out in May, but that's when I watched it. And this is one of those movies where it's definitely more about the experience because, and this is going to sound a little weird maybe, but I just feel like it doesn't really have that much going on for it aside from the incredible sound design and cinematography. And this goes back to preference. Again, I am very much a viewer who is very much into the characters of a film and the plot. I'm more so character driven than plot driven. And for this film, it is really about this group of men who are at warfare. It's basically in the title. And that was great and all. And I think it all comes down to preferences and tastes. And for me, I think I just more so appreciate this movie rather than enjoying this. It's not a movie that I can see myself ever rewatching, but I can give its kudos to its incredible sound design. And it's very, very intense as well. I mean, this is a war film. And I usually also don't really gravitate towards that genre. But I was curious about it since it's A24 and it's Alex Garland and whatnot. So I was like, let me just put this on. But lo and behold, I'm not surprised that I didn't really love the film because it's typically not really my subgenre. But I appreciated it for what it was. All right, so from here on out, these are movies that I enjoyed. And then there were some that I enjoyed more than others. And with the way that the ranking is working, I could flip-flop them, at least like 2 of them given on any other day. So disclaimer with that. But number 4 is Bring Her Back. So this is the second movie from the Philippou brothers who brought the awesome 2023 Talk to Me. That was a very inventive, unique take on the possessive subgenre of horror. So I always have such great memories of that because I thought like, this is great. The acting is great in this. The idea is original enough. It was dark and disturbing, kind of bleak, but the movie still felt like a fun experience for me. Meanwhile, Bring Her Back is just complete unease, unsettling. It's disturbing. There's rarely, if any, moments of levity. And that's why it's really hard for me to see myself rewatching this. I think I said in my review that I wouldn't watch it again, but I might, maybe, because there are some things, some rules in that movie that just didn't really quite make sense to me by the end. And I won't talk about it more because I don't want to spoil it for you in case you haven't seen it. But I think I might rewatch it one more time with the subtitles on so I can get a better grasp on what exactly was going on and being said. But I think the performances were incredible. Sally Hawkins is You're not going to want to ever be alone with her in a room. She was very scary and disturbing, but also playing somebody who you could at times sympathize with. And I think that takes an incredible, talented actor to pull that off. If you guys want to see more of my thoughts on Bringing Her Back, you can go ahead and watch that on my channel. I did review that film. Coming in at number 3, I am so surprised that it's kind of this high and that I enjoyed a Marvel film. That's right. It's Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts to me was very much a more character-driven, smaller scale film in the MCU. So it worked for me, you know? It covered topics like loneliness and just having like a lack of purpose and feeling aimless and feeling like you're just going through the motions and feeling so bored and empty and numb and dealing with things like suicidal ideation. Those are all things that are relatable to, I think, a lot of people. I was going to be a sucker for that because you follow the character of Yelena, and she's one of the characters that is going through some of these things. And Florence Pugh is such an incredible, talented actress. I am a major fan. I will watch her in anything. So she was a major factor for me of why I actually went to a theater to go and watch this. And I just get completely wrapped up in the way that she acts. She just uses her, you know, every fiber of her soul and being. And I'm a fangirl, clearly. And yeah, I remember I gave this a 3 out of 5 stars, which I think for me is high for a Marvel film because I feel like I haven't really felt something for a Marvel film in a very long time, but this one pulled it off. And I mean, who am I kidding though? I'm gonna watch Fantastic Four, and I'm curious about the next Avenger film since they are going to be starring a whole bunch of people from like past films and whatnot. And I know Thunderbolts did not do super well at the box office because a lot of people don't know that name. They probably should have called it the New Avengers from the beginning of the whole idea of this film. But alas, you know, mistakes are made. And hopefully Marvel does better. I wonder if we'll even get a Thunderbolts 2. Let me know what you think. Coming in at number 2 is Clown in a Cornfield. I remember I gave this movie in my review that you can watch right here on my channel. I gave this a 3.5 out of 5 stars, but as I'm further away from it, I think I will probably give this a 3 out of 5 stars because I can't get away from the fact that like the beginning of it feels so generic and it's so disappointing because I think a lot of things in the movie are very fun and it kind of takes these twists and turns that, at least for me, I didn't see coming. And I'm gonna be vague about it because I really don't want to spoil this for you in case you're interested in watching it. But it's a movie that I can see myself watching again, especially during spooky season, which is my favorite time of the year. Everyone goes on and on about how much they love Christmas, but this girl right here, it's all about Halloween, spooky season, October. I celebrate all month. I actually start celebrating at the end of August. I think if you can get past the first like 15 to 20 minutes, please go ahead and give this a shot. My fear is that once this movie hits streaming, people are going to feel very bored with the beginning of this and they're going to shut it off and then choose to watch something else. But I think if you're a fan of the genre of horror films and horror comedies, because this is a horror comedy, I should add, you find something in here that you will like. It's not a perfect film, clearly, but I thought it was a good enough time. And there have been quite several horror comedies that have come out this year, and there are some that I have liked more than this one. But this one was a pretty good time. And again, I think it probably should have also been released during October. It would have made probably more of an impact. And I know this is a book that a lot of people love. And I think if it has done well enough, we'll probably see 2 more. Finally, coming in at number 1, it was a no-brainer. Okay? It is Final Destination Bloodlines, the 6th entry in this franchise. After a 14-year hiatus, my golly gee, they were actually able to bring out and make a very good Final Destination movie. Here's what I wanted before going into this movie. I knew that I wanted characters that I can give a shit about. And I wanted some epic, awesome, creative kills that are not too corny. Because I think this franchise had suffered from deaths that were just way too ridiculous. Namely, especially in Final Destination 4, which I know for most of the fan base, that is a lot of people's least favorite FD film. It's mine as well. So going into this, I was hoping for these things, not knowing if I was going to get what I asked for. And then You guys, I had a fun time during the entire run of this movie. Okay, I was invested in the characters. I think the very smart thing that the filmmakers did in making this was making it about a family. You know, in all the other FD movies, it's always these people who don't really know each other who come together, or it's possibly a group of friends or classmates that don't really like each other. But with this one, it is a group of family members. And then there is some family drama that happens, but there's also some great comedic timing from this that comes from that drama. And then you also get some epic kills. There is one that I think a lot of people will be talking about. It happens in the hospital. I don't want to say what it is in case you haven't seen it yet. And then it had me squirming in my seat because Final Destination at its best, it is a master of suspense. And during that, I will say trampoline scene / glass in the glass scene / lawnmower, it is a long scene that worked so well to get me squirming in my seat to the point where like it has so many fake outs, and it got me. I would get freaked out every time thinking, oh crap, this is the person, they're gonna die. This, oh no, it's not, oh wait, it's them. And then it's like, it did such a good job of, again, making me care about characters that sometimes when people would die, I would actually feel like, oh, damn, but I liked them. They were kind of funny. And it's like, oh, damn, I don't want to see you die. So major props. I think that's a sign of good writing. If I feel something when your character in a horror movie, no less, dies and I feel kind of upset or invested, I think it's a great sign. And I think this was financially a success, so I can see this continuing, making 7 and 8, but I have seen the filmmakers say that it's hard to come up with a good idea, and I love that admission, and they wouldn't want to do anything else unless they can come up with really great ideas. And I wholeheartedly agree. Even if I have to wait 14 more years for another great FD movie, so be it. That was the most fun I had all month long in May, and I was so surprised because I did not expect that. And I just love like that magic of movies where it just catches you by surprise. It just made me have a great time, and I can't wait to watch it again with friends. Thank you guys so much for watching my ranking. Please let me know your own rankings of the movie you watched and made down in my comments below. And if you are enjoying my content and you find yourself watching more than one video and you're liking it, please consider to subscribe. Hit the like button. That really helps me out, and I'll catch you guys next time.